Hello everyone, I'm Kanak Biswas from CACA 5th semester. Today, I'll be taking you through a step-by-step journey of how Bitcoin works. To begin with, let's first understand what exactly is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital currency introduced in 2008 by the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto. Unlike traditional money, it isn't controlled by any government or bank. Instead, it runs on blockchain technology, which makes it transparent, secure, and decentralized. So, do you know what problems Bitcoin actually solves? In digital payments, there's always a risk called double spending, where the same money could be copied and spent twice. Banks usually prevent this by acting as middlemen. But this adds fees, delays, and central control. Bitcoin solves it by enabling peer-to-peer transactions, removing the need for banks. Now the question is, how does Bitcoin remain secure without banks? The answer lies in blockchain. It's a public digital ledger that records all Bitcoin transactions. This ledger is stored across thousands of computers called nodes. Once a transaction is recorded, it can't be changed, making it both secure and trustworthy. Alright, so let's break it down. How does a Bitcoin transaction actually work? The entire process can be explained in 5 simple steps: transaction creation, transaction broadcast, miner verification, block addition to blockchain, and transaction confirmation. Let's start with step 1, that is transaction creation. Here, a user initiates a transfer of Bitcoin to another person. The sender uses their private key to authorize the transaction. This creates a digital signature, ensuring authenticity and preventing fraud. Moving to step 2, broadcasting the transaction. Once created, the transaction is shared across the Bitcoin network. The nodes then validate whether the sender has enough balance and check if the digital signature is correct. Now comes step 3, miner verification. Miners collect valid transactions into a block and perform complex mathematical computations known as proof of work. This step ensures accuracy, prevents double spending, and maintains network security. Step 4 is block addition. After verification, the block is permanently added to the blockchain. Each block is linked cryptographically to the previous one, creating a secure and transparent chain of transactions. Finally, step 5, transaction confirmation. Once the block is added, the receiver is notified. Every new block that builds on top of it counts as a confirmation. Typically, 6 confirmations are needed for a transaction to be considered fully secure. Now you might wonder, why do miners even do all this work? They are rewarded with newly created bitcoins plus transaction fees. But Bitcoin has a capped supply of 21 million coins, making it scarce like gold. Also, every 4 years, the reward halves, an event called Bitcoin halving. So, what makes Bitcoin attractive to so many people? Firstly, it's decentralized. No government or bank controls it. Secondly, transactions are transparent and permanently recorded on the blockchain. And lastly, it allows fast, borderless peer-to-peer payments much quicker than the traditional banking. But of course, Bitcoin isn't perfect. Its value can rise and fall dramatically, making it very volatile. Mining consumes a huge amount of electricity, raising environmental concerns. And finally, regulatory uncertainties in many countries limits its adoption. So, what lies ahead for Bitcoin? The future looks promising as more businesses and institutions begin accepting it as a legitimate payment method. New technologies like the Lightning Network are being developed to improve speed and scalability. With its fixed supply, Many consider Bitcoin to be digital gold, carrying long term value despite short term volatility. And that brings us to the end of this presentation. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this made the working of Bitcoin clearer and easier to understand.